your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fan. We up in this thing. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. Appreciate you guys for being in the stream on this one. I think y'all guys know who the hell this guy is, man.
Oh, you know me. Oh, you know me.
Blaxuede is back, fam. He black
I ain't going
and
nowhere.
back
I'm
on the
I'm
stream.
black and back.
He black and back on the
Hello.
stream. So
Hello.
shout out to the family. I know y'all ain't seen this guy in a long time. He
All
back
right.
with the flip phone.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't work no more, because unless you got a direct line to Mrs. Benson, I don't think Sean Payton gonna help you, Sway.
All right then. Okay. Yo, so hey, who that family? What's going on, man? Been gone for a minute, but I ain't really gone nowhere. I'm here. So what's going on, man? On week 11, man. I ain't seen y'all in 11 weeks. More than that. That's a doggone shame. But we got a lot to run through with my crooked ass, weird ass opinions. And you know I'm about to dig into somebody's kahunas.
All right. Okay. Whatever that means. Welcome back to the show, Sway. It's been a minute, my friend. Good to hear from you.
It's all love. It's all love.
So anyway, with that being said, a lot's happening, man. Of course, we're gonna recap what's going on with the game, man, and of course the New Orleans Saints matchup, and of course this is the Raiders matchup. For whatever reason, we got it on the Raiders. I wish it was this, to be quite honest with you. I wish it was that. It is this 13-0 with the Saints on the flip side of what was really an ugly loss to the San Francisco 49ers yesterday. A lot of people were peeved, including myself, on this one.
Yeah, it was a lot of messed up things going. I remember they had they were like in the red zone. I think they were probably like beyond the 5. And it did nothing but throw the ball. I didn't see Taysom in no plays. Like, who was I think I told you yesterday, man, though, Debbie Allen can make better calls than Dennis Allen. This was ridiculous, dude. Like, I don't get it, man. Maybe we can come to some conclusion of what's going on. This dude is a horrible play caller. Woody Allen could have made better calls than that, brother.
Yeah, indeed. Woody Allen, Debbie Allen, as you say, several other Allens could have did better than Dennis
Allen. I don't give a damn who
any of them. Marcus Allen, all of them, brother. It was horrible, man, and it's just simply what it is at this point.
I mean, you know what? And Kamara didn't make it any better, man. He was just real clumsy with the ball, wasn't protecting it. I don't know what's going on with that. Sean Payton wouldn't have that. And I don't think Dennis Allen lights a fire under this team. Like, he doesn't get them in line. He doesn't get them together. They look like they slap him on the back of the neck after practice, like, and then go home. Like, he gets no respect.
No. Dangerfield. He don't get no respect.
No respect at all.
No, none at all. None. I mean, but this is what it is, bro. Some of the statistics here: 21 first downs for the 49ers versus 14.
Christy Allen called better than Dennis.
Right. 5 of 13 by the Niners, 4 of 11 there for the Saints, 67 total plays. The Niners had 67 total plays
Byron
versus
Allen.
the Saints 53 and Byron Allen. So you always come starting some shit. All right, 317 total yards versus 216 in the matchup. The Saints had 63 yards. Believe it or not, Andy Dalton led the team in rushing yesterday with 21 yards off 4. That showed you the type of game offensively, how crazy it was for the black and gold. Of course, Dalton's game wasn't that bad. Had some receivers basically held on to the football. We might have had a bit of a difference.
Facts.
And what happened? So
I actually feel
all blanking on him
with Dalton, bro. I feel way more comfortable with Dalton than I do with Jameis. You know, Jameis is kind of he holds on to the ball a long time, and he does this little stutter thing with his feet, like keep his feet moving, but he looks stupid. And Dalton is more patient with the ball, I guess, more of a professional, I guess. Even though that's like pick a poison, you know, but I just feel more comfortable with Dalton. And he has had some good games. And it's true, like the receivers sometimes need to hold on to the ball, you know. But I mean, it's a whole lot to clean up. But I'll proceed later. Go ahead, Q.
Now you're actually doing pretty good, bro. To be honest with you about what the hell going on with this the breakdown of the team out and my thing is I don't like what's going on with the team. Obviously, I think it's a travesty. Uh, I think
Travesty.
I think a lot of it's tied to Dennis Allen. I think he's a dumbass. I mean, I
Mm.
think he don't have much of a. I mean, I'm sorry. I got to call it as I sees it. I mean, the
Right,
man
right.
he doesn't have any presence with the team and really no answers.
No answers at all, man. And then the offensive line is shot. You got all them people, all of them on the line. They built like Wimpy off of Popeye. They're not making no kind of no. It's just sucking. Receivers dropping the ball, defense not tackling. And honestly, the defense did a pretty good job yesterday. Rather than the other games they played, to hold the 49ers to 13, with the company of McCarty, whatever the running back name is, and Debo Allen and Kittle. They did a damn good job to hold 49ers to 13. But goddamn offense. Can we put 21? Can we put 2 touchdowns on the board? You in the red zone twice. And you missed the field goal too. What's
Right.
going on? What the filth is going on, brother? So I mean, I always wanted to say, Q, and excuse me for my little rant. I want to be the first to say I told y'all so. Okay?
Oh man,
I told y'all so. Y'all were talking about getting rid of Sean Payton.
bro, don't come in here with that.
I'm coming in here with it because y'all need to hear this. I said, yo, I've been through the losing seasons. This is the best we have ever had it. And Sean Payton is not a horrible coach. But no, some of you guys, and I ain't gonna say all of y'all wanted to see this man go. Let him go. He too
Wait,
predictable.
Sway.
Yes,
He
sir.
was saying he wanted to go, bro. He was saying he was going to leave several years ago. It's on him.
I got that. Even though if he said it, y'all wanted to let him go before he said it.
No,
If we kept telling I
he
won't get
said
rid,
that 2 years ago. What you mean?
You know what I'm
He,
saying?
he said it 2 years ago.
Hey, but now don't you wish you had him back? Don't you want to text him, say, hey, big head, and get
No.
him back on? Hey, bro, this is horrible. It's going to be like this for a while until we can find a true coach. A true coach. I think there's a lot of potential out there. I like Bieniemy, and I do like Leftwich, but it's going to be like this, man, until we find a good coach and somebody who knows how to put a team together. Peyton knew how to put his line together. That was the number one thing about him all the time. And now you see why. Now you can't run, and now you can't throw.
It's just horrible, man. No matter how you slice it, man, and we get into it. This is it's a few things, man. As you see, a befuddled coach that don't know this way over the head. This is the face of a man. Yeah, this is a face of a man that's over his head.
You work
He
at the
says
airport.
he want and I, he's this is the quote here. Allen wants Saints focus more on execution than standings. At this point, Swade, I mean, he really needs to work. At this point, they need to focus on the standings too, because really 4-8, by bad being and I said they're out, man. Now they're not mathematically eliminated.
They're out. They're not.
But they're out because this guy can't possibly put together any winning streaks. They just keep losing games, man. When you gonna put together? We expect Dennis Allen, who doesn't have it figured out, to go on a winning streak and get the Saints into it. I've seen a lot of stuff in pro ball, but that's not something I think is going to happen, Sweet.
I don't think they won't even fire him before the season's over with because they don't want to embarrass him because he's a part of the family. But I mean, looking at that thing, I would let him go now. I would put an intern.
Embarrassing him. They need to let that goddamn guy go. He embarrassing Who That Nation, bro.
I agree. I definitely agree. But they're not going to do that to him because he's family. I would definitely once I find me a coach, I would keep Dennis Allen on as a defensive coordinator because
I don't want him around here.
That's what he's good at, dude. He's an awesome defensive coordinator. But he has to focus on that only. He can't focus on offense and defense and special team and tell the players what to do and get them fired up for the game. He can't do all of that. He's not a leader like that, but he's a fire defensive coordinator. Kind of like the other coach we had that came from the Rams. What his name was? And oh man, can't remember this guy's name. But they were ready to let this boy go because he sucked ass and he's something. But now that he's going to another team as a defensive coordinator, again, he's on fire. I cannot remember this guy's name.
Campbell?
What's his name?
Is it you talking about the Detroit coach, Matt Campbell?
No, he was our head coach, and then he sucked. He was our defensive coordinator. Then he became our
Right.
head coach, and
Oh,
then
you talking? I don't know.
Spagnola.
Spagnola wasn't the head coach, Sway,
He did become the head coach.
of the Saints.
Yes.
I
Look,
don't remember.
Barber said it's Spagnola.
I don't remember
Spagnola.
Spagnola
And
being there.
he sucked ass. And he got rid
I
of
don't remember
everybody.
him being the defensive coordinator.
Well, he probably wasn't, but I remember he was a head coach, and then he went to be a defensive coordinator somewhere else, and he's pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying?
He can't. He was with the Giants first. I mean, you know,
Okay.
but
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, some people are just meant to be coordinators, not head coaches. And Dennis Allen is one of them.
all right. Well, let's look at this, family. This is something that we got right here. This is an article. As we got Blaxuede joining. It's been a while since my boy Swede been in the building. Shout out to him. Yeah, Joe Vitt. That's what I'm thinking. Uncle Paulie, Joe Vitt, and Rick Venturi. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he took a head coaching job. I think Joe Vitt was like the coach of the Dolphins for a little bit, and yeah, he been around. But all right, so anyway, let's get into this article right here, man. For the Saints News Network family, they had this one, and I mean not the Saints, the Saints Wire. 4 roster mistakes the Saints must fix in the offseason. And this is pretty interesting. The Sigler, who's the top writer and at the Saints Wire, really doesn't like Dennis Allen. You could tell in his writings he doesn't like him. This is his latest work right here, which is actually pretty good. They've got another chance to prove us wrong on Sunday afternoon, but it's looking like the Saints misevaluated just how competitive they'd be this season. They haven't won 2 consecutive games going into Week 12. They are ranked at 3rd place in maybe the worst division in the NFL this year. So what went wrong? How can they right the ship? Unfortunately, meaningful change won't come up until the offseason, but their midseason woes are helpful in putting together a list of priorities in 23. Here are 4 mistakes they need to fix once the season is over. Settling for less at quarterback. Look, they could have done worse than choosing to run it back with Jameis Winston while signing Andy Dalton as an insurance policy. Trading for Deshaun Watson would have exacerbated the salary cap and draft capital. And they're already dealing with it. All of the Trevor Siemian tape we had to watch last year as well. Informative, but they must act more aggressively to pursue upgrades at the game's most important position, preferably ones who are healthier, younger, and less prone to sacks, turnovers than those who they ended up with, less controversial than those who they tried to acquire. So they say in the quarterback position, we know Dalton's on a 1-year deal. Winston is definitely coming back this year. But running it back with Jameis Winston, I think at this point, Swade, the point about the quarterback position is well taken. As we should be looking at the future. Perhaps we get a young gun. If a Lamar Jackson is available, you also have to look at the cap situation. The Saints will be roughly $50 million under the cap starting out, maybe a little bit over that, but they'll be looking at that this upcoming season. So what do you think about the quarterback position? Would you run it back with Jameis?
I mean, no, I wouldn't, because obviously they didn't believe in him at the beginning of the season because they were out to get Deshaun Watson. They said Deshaun Watson said, "No, I'm good." Then they said, "Hey, Jameis." So they didn't believe in him from the jump. So I mean, and then to do him this in the middle of the season, well, not in the middle, but for him to lose his job due to injury. I mean, I don't know why he's surprised. Ask Jeff Blake. That's how we roll, player. So that's how we roll. So no, I wouldn't bring Jameis back. You know what I would do?
He's under contract, though, Sway.
I mean, he is. You're right. So I mean, yeah, we are paying money for him. Might want to trade him. I don't know, but I wouldn't want to run him back. I wouldn't want him to be my starting quarterback next year. I really wouldn't. I would start him now. If you're gonna bid him to be your starting quarterback next year, you need to start him now. Right, like right now, and prepare for next season. Because having him sit the bench and him feeling played and it hurt his soul and this, that, and the third. Man, put the man in the game and let him lose the season out.
Yeah, the Jameis Winston situation, bro. To be honest with you, the Jameis Winston situation, he's still under contract. The Saints they dedicated $20 million, over $20 million to Jameis Winston after they failed to land Deshaun Watson last year. That's what they were shooting at. So he was a fallback option. And of course, he did say, Jameis did volunteer that Dennis Allen told him that when he was healthy enough to play this season, he would bring him back. Ultimately, Dennis Allen has no thought process in bringing him back at all. Well, no brain either.
Okay.
But also no thought process in bringing Jameis Winston back as a starting quarterback unless the Saints are totally out of it. Then he'll give him a shot, which is stupid to me. But at the end of the day, if you're giving this guy $20 million, you want to find out what he does. But obviously, it won't be with Dennis Allen. There's a break between him and the $20 million quarterback. So this is something that a lot of people are not talking about, but this is very problematic. And people saying, well, QB, let's go out and get another quarterback. Who are you going to get to bring in to work with Dennis Allen? The problem is the head coach. He needs to go.
And you know what?
He needs to go.
And to be honest, even if you want to even trade Jameis for next year, you have to put him on the field. So
right, I got you, Eric.
You got to put him on the field. You have to put him on the field so other teams can see what he can do. Don't just sit him on the side and then want to trade him next year. Be like, I don't know. Last time I saw him, he sucked ass. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, bro, I don't know. Dennis Allen is just a dumbass, like you said, and he's not moving his pieces correctly, and he's not using what he's have to the fullest potential, and that's just pretty much what it is. You know.
Right. Let's move on to the next talking point right here on Mr. Sigler's article. He says, doubling down on the defensive line philosophy. The Saints have stubbornly stuck to their prototype at the prototype at the defensive end, valuing oversized players who make naturally stout run defenders but slow to start pass rushers. This resulted in an unproductive group that is struggling with injuries while maintaining their playing weight. And the interior has been built too often from the bargain bin. They're just talent poor at the defensive tackle. With too many replacement level players taking snaps, it's no accident that the Saints rank 23rd in yards per carry, 4.6, and 18th in touchdown runs allowed, which are 11. Investments in faster, flexible athletes up front are needed. Now, the Saints did invest first-round draft picks in Peyton Turner. They do have Cam Jordan right there. You know, that the old man there. And let's see what else. They got Cam. They got Davenport, who's under the final year of his agreement. Carl Granderson is another dude that's an undrafted guy that the Saints have been able to turn. David Onyemata hasn't played like David Onyemata usually plays. And the Saints have been hitting over the last several years with undrafted defensive tackles in the interior. I think what's really hurting the Saints that we don't have a true nose tackle that goes next to David Onyemata. They totally ran past that. Malcolm Brown was out there for a long time. You had guys like even the big defensive tackle that went to Philadelphia in Sue. And there are a lot of other big, stout nose tackles that's available in free agency. The Saints simply just look right on past, and you can get them for the vet minimum. So you can see the woes up front really hurting with the team. So let's talk about that. Sway, what do you think about the Saints and their defensive line? Did you think Sean Payton, because he was the one that drafted some of these guys, you think he did the right thing?
Sean Payton, definitely. We've seen these guys. These guys are remarkable athletes, and they're good at their position. Okay. Right now, there's no fire. The thing is, you can tell a player when they have fire under their ass and when they don't. There's no fire under their ass, and we've seen these guys shine, so we know they're good. You know, and it also, and I know y'all done talked about this before, but I'm gonna bring it back up. It also makes a huge difference when you get rid of one of the new, young, up and coming stars in the NFL who brought energy to your defense. Talking about CD Deuce. When you let a player like that goes, y'all don't play Madden before. It drops down your defense, man. It drops down your what they call it, your overall. So, dude, that was a stupid move from jump. No one understands it. That smacked the shit out of everybody in the Who Dat Nation when they got rid of CD Deuce. So he lit a fire into the defense. Dennis Allen can't do it, and it shows in the way the defensive line is playing and the whole defense. I got a question for you. Have you ever seen Tyrann Mathieu play like this?
I've never seen him play this bad. Now I've seen some off play with him, you know, a couple of games in Kansas City, and a few other things, but I've never seen Tyrann Mathieu.
It's like he doesn't care. He has no fire.
I've never seen him this bad and this late in the season. Like he don't know what he's doing. He's over guessing, not thinking. He's confused. I mean, really bad. And I'm like, what is going on? And usually we have some really good coaches, secondary wise, that should, you know, that help guys get on code. You would think they would do the same for Tyrann Mathieu, but yes, Wade. I mean, I've never seen
Marcus
him.
May is another one. Now he has some good tackles, you know, and he's everywhere, but he has more potential than he's showing right now, and a lot of those defensive players do, but they're not showing it because Dennis Allen cannot light a spark under the ass. I remember Sean Payton said, and I had to bring it back up, trust Payton. He said in one interview this season, he was like, "Yo, man, they won the game. I didn't see the smoke in the lights in the locker room." That's one aspect that he brought to the team that the players love, and that brought energy to the team. That's not that anymore. It's not there anymore, and it makes a big difference. It does.
Man, it's just the defense played really well last night. The offense it's a full game, man. The offense can't not score touchdowns to win contests. You can't count on the defense to do everything. Right. And you got to right. It's field goals. So everybody playing crappy except for the defense. That can't happen, especially in what they call must needed wins. Number 3, lacking juice in the running backs rotation. New Orleans Saints gained 15 or more yards on 9 rushes, 9 plays all season long. Just 4 of those were thanks to Kamara. Taysom Hill had 4, while receiver Rashid Shaheed had 1. For perspective, they ranked 7th across the league in these plays. Houston Texans rookie Dameon Pierce, drafted at 107 overall, has 8 of those chunk plays on his own. The Saints traded their picks at 98 and 101 to maneuver in the first round. The Saints' lack of consistently explosive element in the backfield. Some of that is on the offensive line, but much of the problem lies in asking too much of Mark Ingram at this stage of his career. Getting younger and more dynamic at the position should be a priority, which is a part of the trend across the league at large. He talks about the lack of the running attack. Alvin Kamara, prior to like maybe 2 games this season, has been a solid guy for us this season, outside of, like I said, a couple of games this year, including yesterday. But the reality is the Mark Ingram, is past his prime, but we had guys like Latavius Murray, and I'm saying with the Saints offense,
they let him go.
They let you got to be able to take some of these heavier power backs, these north-south runners, and use them. I think from an offensive perspective, we kind of lost our juice running the ball. So I do look at the fact that the Saints offensive line has struggled, and you had some injuries that got guys out and guys in, but they have not looked as sturdy as I would have liked them to see early in the season. It took us a long time to start running the ball to win a few games where we finagled around, but the Saints simply don't stick to the rushing attack effectively enough, or they're not running the correct plays. Whatever the case may be, they just don't look right, bro.
I remember, and I could be wrong. I remember Alvin Kamara's most dominating years is when he first got with the team, and him and Mark Ingram was thunder and lightning. And you had Mark Ingram hitting the hole, and you had and you had Alvin Kamara with the screens coming out the backfield, and it was a good combination. Alvin Kamara is better as, how can I say this, bro? As a number 2. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Based on who is Kamara number 2 to who?
He needs that big, strong, dominant back like Mark Ingram used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a thunder and lightning. Yeah.
Like a thunder and lightning.
I agree with that.
That's when he's at his best. That's when he was, in my opinion. And this is my opinion. That's when he was at his best.
No, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly on that. The Saints had several north-south runners when Latavius Murray was here. He did a really good job. The Saints just didn't run them effectively. And when you have a north-south runner like Latavius Murray, sometimes he punches those holes open when the offensive line when the offensive line doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and he gets in there and he handles his business and carries guys for 3 or 4 yards gains. He falls forward, and we simply don't have that power running back outside of Kamara. Right, we put Taysom Hill in there, and Taysom gets you 4 yards here or there. But people have, like the 49ers, figured that out. The Saints went back to what it was prior, when they just started running Taysom Hill as a running back all the time. No, that Taysom's going to have to start throwing the ball, so that running style that he does has more of an impact. You can't just sit up on your ass and just run it all the day. The people too smart. They'll crowd the line on Taysom, and then he runs right into their arms. So I mean, the worst teams defensively, he'll run through some arm tackles and fall forward for a 4 or 5 yard gain. But some of those better defenses, they like the 49ers. They're not gonna let you gash them with Taysom Hill.
You don't keep doing me that.
Right? Yeah. Right. Like, man, you don't think we don't figure out what you do? You guys are really not complicated offensively. I think that's a big part of the game, man. For real, they're really not. They're not complicated offensively.
Looking like the Goretti Saints.
The Goretti Saints. All right, getting older and slower at the safety position. This is right at you, Swade. You made mention of that. This is probably the biggest whiff of the offseason. Tyrann Mathieu hasn't adequately replaced what the Saints lost in Malcolm Jenkins at the position flexible defender. This is true. Leader on the team, and Marcus May has been a poor substitute for Marcus Williams. Indeed. Let's just not talk about the failed plan to replace Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the slot. The good news, Saints have a history of drafting and developing talented safeties. They need to go back to that well and remember to sign them to long-term extensions next time. Investing at the safety is their best route at bringing fresh legs and playmaking ability to the secondary. New Orleans ranks fourth worst in pass completions of 20-plus yards allowed, 13 of them after ranking 18th best, 14 last year. So you can't get over that statistic that he dropping right there. You can't get over that. So yeah, Marcus Williams is having a solid year with the Baltimore Ravens. In their system, he does well. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is not a slot corner. He's moved to safety, and he's having really successful things. Well, remember when the Saints drafted Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he was supposed to eventually move to the safety position. So had the Saints had the imagination, they would have given him money and understand that it comes with a flex situation where I could play him in a slot, but if I need to justify the money, I could put him at the safety position, if whatever. But the Saints didn't look at that imagination. They let him go for Alontae Taylor, who is doing really well, but still in the long streaming things, or the scheme of things, the Saints could have had both if they really wanted to. They can have Alontae Taylor in the wings and a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson at the safety position if Marcus May or Tyrann Mathieu wasn't it. But,
being the fact that you are looking for a future quarterback, you went and gave CD Deuce away for like 2 bags of Funyuns and an envelope.
Indeed, it was really, they didn't get anything from them. That was just bad. That was bad.
This dude was a pro.
That was,
come on, man.
But it was what they were saying was Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen didn't want to go to $4 million, and then quickly traded him for whatever he thought he can get to him because it was pressed up against the dumb deadline. Instead of just holding on to him for the rest of the season, he said, "Nah, we'll make a move on it." And as you can say, that was really a interesting decision there. Brother Prom says front door screaming, Suede, fire DA, Team Jameis. There you go. Thank you, Brother Prom. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. What's up, brother?
Yeah, but this is the thing. So to talk about the safeties, Tyrann Mathieu has not looked really good, even though he leads the team in interceptions with 2. But then again, the Saints they are like one of the worst teams in picking the ball off.
Shit, that's like being valedictorian at Forshey. Look, come on, bro.
Bro, I hope nobody went to Forshey that's in this show, man. I heard you say that, bro.
Go Tarpons.
We got any Forshey people in here, man? Raise your hand if you went to school and graduated from Forshey, man. And Suede always, that's his go-to move, man. She take a shot at Elsie Forshey.
Always poking the bell.
Always send the shot at Elsie Forshey. But anyway, let's and that's for the reasons right there listed for the black and gold. What Sigler has mentioned, and at the top of the list is he's saying the quarterback. But a lot of people that believe that they won't actually. Okay, Damon says he went to Elsie Forshey.
Where you at? Oh, my bad, D. You heard me? My bad, baby.
Okay, so there you go. So interesting, man, how all this is turning and twisting, man. So we as a team, man, we got a lot of work to do, man. And I think really at the top of the list, Wade, it's Dennis Allen. We got to find a way to get him off this team. I don't think any real success happens as long as DA is your man. So, the Saints did meet with several coaches prior to Dennis Allen. They had 2 meetings with the offensive coordinator from the Kansas City Chiefs, Bieniemy, and met with him for 8 hours, and then interviewed the man for 8 hours. 8 hours. Right, 8 hours, and then went to Dennis Allen because he was the one Sean Payton picked as his hand-picked successor. Well, Coach Payton made a mistake. This is obviously a mistake. This team is 4-8. Really, they're going to be 4-9. I don't expect them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's just weird how this all is playing out. This is a really distasteful season. And I do have the feeling the Saints are going to attempt to pawn Dennis Allen off on the Who Dat Nation for a second year. It'll be a tragic mistake for them to attempt that, and also to try to propagate, or try to brainwash the people to think that Dennis Allen is anybody's answer at head coach. It won't work. Saints don't do it. Get rid of him.
Depending on what the question is, he is the answer.
So that's the whole thing I'm talking about, though.
But you
Sway.
know what? It could. Let me ask you in the Who That Nation, do y'all think this is possible? Right? Sean Payton, he gets it all in his ear. Yo, you need to leave. Blah blah blah. So he sits a year out. They don't bring in a new coach from somewhere else. They hire inside just to keep everything intact for Sean Payton to return next year. Put Allen back at defensive coordinator and get everything where it's supposed to be, and then run everything like it was. Do you think that's a possibility?
Indeed, because that was the mentality from the get-go, cuz. The mentality from the get-go was to be strictly in-house, to have everything in-house. So
and only to prepare for Peyton to come back the following year.
I don't see that happening.
Mm.
I mean, what are you gonna offer Sean Payton besides money that another team he wants to have some GM? I think the next level of Sean Payton is he wants general manager capabilities. He gonna make $20 million a season at least, and he wants some general manager capabilities. That's what I see. I think Sean Payton is going to be involved in. I think that's if you're Sean Payton, that's what you kind of reaching to.
I think they would give him a slice of that. I mean, Sean Payton knows how.
Lumen's going to give up some of his power, Sway?
I mean, in order to save the franchise, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, you're looking at things, and Sean Payton is like a top 5 coach in the NFL. He is. Now, Sean Payton say, hey, I want like a slice of the pie. I need like 10% of the decision making as a GM. I think they would give him that cut. And I would too. Just to build a solid foundation like he's proven that he can do. That's Jerry Jones about Jimmy Jones and what he did with that. And Dallas ain't did shit since. Well, they're doing something now, but hey man, let Jimmy run this thing. Leave him alone.
Yeah, but the Saints are hands off though, man. Until they forced to. That's what it comes down to. The Saints are hands off until they forced to. That's the real deal.
So you think it's taking one more losing season with Dennis Allen? After this,
I'm saying that they're saying that a lot of the people saying I don't think they go away from Dennis Allen. Listen, let me tell you something. The Saints have been winning for a while now. You thinking you are sadly mistaken and a fool. And I'm just gonna throw that out there because I heard a lot of media people saying that. No disrespect. But you really are underestimating the power of the Who That Nation. We're not going to settle for that. See, they're looking at it. See, they're taught and they're programmed in the matrix so that they say that, well, these people are not going to do it. They're just going to take what the team give them. I'm galvanizing everybody that I can. Everybody within earshot of my voice. And that's a Who That person.
Right.
That's a diehard to do not sit on your ass right now. If you need to call, you got a cell phone, find the number for the Saints front office. Call them during business hours and complain like I've been doing and several dozen, hundreds of people are doing now. Call them and complain. Find their email. There's a contact number or a contact email on the neworleanssaints.com page. Get on there, get that, and not only do you call, but you also email. And I really recommend you do it semi-daily if you can. If you're really serious, you got to let them hear your frustration. And I even promote when we got the new Fire DA shirts out. This guy is not the answer. He doesn't have what it takes to be a guide to guide you into the future. You can't wait for Dennis Allen to figure it out because he'll never figure it out. He's been sitting under Sean Payton. He got all the Sean. Let me rationalize it to you like this.
It took Dennis Allen 2 months to put together a 5-piece puzzle. Keep going.
Bro, listen, let me tell you something, bro. Let me put it to you like this. A competent coach, and we're looking at a competent coach. These same coaches, this same staff, maybe minus 1 or 2 guys, new offensive line coach, new wide receiver coach. A few changes, not much from a assistant personality, personnel. Not much, a couple of changes. With this same staff last year and the years prior, this team was a playoff team and a few games off due to injuries last year for making the playoffs. Same staff. You got this guy over the top of the team. They only won 4 games in 12 weeks. 4 games. Now, this is not a coincidence. Numerically speaking, this is the same thing that happened in the 2 years with the Raiders. He won 4 games in back-to-back years with the Raiders before he went 0 and whatever it was and got fired in the 3rd season. The reason why Dennis Allen, the same trend is continuing, despite the fact that he has a better team. And really, they say that Raider team wasn't all that. You go and look at the roster. That Raider team was actually a pretty competent coach, like a Robert Saleh or DeBall, the dude that's coaching the Giants, or McDaniel, and the Dolphins, a decent coach. There are plenty of young coaches out there that are winning right now. The Jets, the Giants, the Dolphins, and several other NFL teams have young coaches who are first-time coaches that are winners. So all this stuff about having to stick to an old-ass coach to win is some bunk. It's BS.
They can say old coach to win. Sean McVay?
I'm talking about like there is no life without Sean Payton. No, that's BS.
No, it's right. I feel you.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Because I just gave 3 examples why you got 3 young coaches right now going to 3 different situations where they were perennial losers. Robert Saleh went over there and took over the Jets. And Saleh right now has the Jets into a winning situation. They were losing for years before he got there. The same with the Giants. The Giants were losing for years when Eli Manning left, and they put there and they were losing until that guy got there and turned that team around. And then, of course, in Miami, the Miami team was losing for years until McDaniel got there, and now they're a winning organization. So you got young coaches, good young coaches that are capable, that have the characteristics needed to be successful in NFL. This guy is not it. And you don't let these people pawn this guy off on you for the next 2 years or whatever it is, because they don't want to come up with the money to break his contract, pay him off, and then come up with more money to hire a head coach to come and fix the wrongs. You don't have time for that. You got Cam Jordan, you got Demario Davis. These guys are aging, and they're aging fast. And it's a small window the Saints have with the really aging, productive veterans and the younger players to work together this mix. We don't have time for a dumbass coach at the top who can't galvanize the team because he lacks leadership capabilities and methodical principles necessary and correct decision making to do something. He can't even pick a defensive coordinator. No, you know what? Since I can't pick a winner of the race, both of you guys get trophies for winning. Yeah. So no, we ain't playing that. I mean, you got 2 coordinators, and Dennis Allen still calling the plays. Why? Why we got 2 defensive coordinators here, 2 co-coordinators as he calls them, and he's still calling the plays? Why are you doing that? You need to be overseeing the team. You see your offense stink. You see your special teams is garbage.
He can't oversee the team, Q. That's not what he's good at. He can't do that.
Well, it's just ridiculous, man. The bottom line. Brother Thomas says, I'm hearing DA safe, but Carmichael may be gone. See, and this is the crazy part about it, because thank you, Brother Thomas, for that. You're absolutely right. He's going to burn all them assistants that he can to keep that job. Well, see, it was Pete Carmichael really was the Saints offense. See, the defense, I can see the propaganda coming out. See, I'm not susceptible to that nonsense. I'm sorry, I'm not. You're not going to have the people that's rocking with the Saints. And they got a few outlets out there that really tell it like it is. And I got to give it to like Sigler. He be telling it like it is. So you can see you don't like him because he sees that the dude is trash. He sees garbage. He sees he's trash. He's garbage. But you're right. He'll burn Carmichael. Same Carmichael been running with Sean Payton for the last 10 plus years. Offense, one of the tops in the league. But all of a sudden with Dennis Allen, can't get it to turn. But he'll burn Carmichael and bring somebody in here. So you're going to burn all of the assistants. It's the same BS that they did with Matt Rule. I keep throwing the Matt Rule and Carolina thing, and the Carolina people say, Q, don't get us in y'all. Don't get it. We finally got rid of Matt Rule. Don't throw us in y'all mess. No, I'm going to throw you in the mess, because Matt Rule is a living embodiment of what not to do if you're an NFL team. This guy is a Matt Rule type of coach, meaning they're going to try to sell you on him for multiple years. And then when those years fail and ultimately they can't cover him anymore, then they're going to burn him. But they don't want to come up with the money to pay him off first and then buy another coach. They don't want to do it. They want to keep that money in pocket. So it ain't all about loyalty, because ain't no loyalty in the NFL. It's only love or money. They'll burn whoever there is. They no law. No, Sway, there ain't no loyalty in that shit. You know that. They'll burn that guy in a second. It's all about money. They don't want to pay him off and then take the money and buy somebody else. But we ain't playing with you. If you're worried about money, you better be worried about the money you got to lose if you keep that guy there, because we ain't going to them games.
I ain't going.
And I'm getting Swayed. I'm getting all the Who That Nation out there with me to rock with me on this one. Don't y'all dare go down to that shit. Cancel them tickets. If them people rocking right, like with Dennis Allen for next year, and try to sell you on them, because that's what they about to set up to do, Don't you buy that shit. Let you remember, you are the boss of the team. The money comes from you. They got the money because of you. They got it for you. They're not paying for them the renovations, the 3, 4, 5, 600, 700 freaking $1 million that's tied to the dome, where they putting skylights in the dome and new escalators and seating at the
spit Q.
It's ridiculous. You got on-field seating for what? For watch Dennis Allen stank it up? Skylights in the goddamn dome for what? So the light can shine on how terrible the Saints look with Dennis Allen over the team. I mean, what is we give you too much, you gonna listen to. I'm serious on this shit. And the rest of the Who Dat Nation, I'm telling y'all, ride with me. Don't take this level of disrespect, because these people don't want to come up with the money to cut this man contract and go hire a real coach. Talking about loyalty. How you gonna be loyal to somebody that's stinking it up, that's destroying the team? Well, we're gonna be loyal to Dennis Allen because he came up amongst us, even though he tearing the team now, he destroying the team. And then you trust him to sit on, bro, he destroying the team. This team, don't y'all understand? This team ain't supposed to be 4-8, it's supposed to be 8-4. The reason why they're 4-8 is because of Dennis Allen. Remember, a team is the mirror image of its coach.
Come on, man.
That's what it is. The coach, the team takes on the identity of the man at the top of the team. And if the team is a stuttering, bumbling, dumbass team that shoots itself in the foot all the time, that's what you got. You got a stumbling, dumbling, dumbass coach at the top of the team who's not decisive, not meticulous, doesn't pay attention to details, keep doing the same done shit over and over again while preaching about we need them. We don't need for y'all to pay attention to the standards. Worry about execution. Really?
What?
Really? For real?
Let's get us in the playoffs, stupid ass.
Ain't no playoffs, Wade. It's ridiculous, man. Well, maybe bust that Jim Moore out on the ass, man.
Playoff? We talking about playoff?
But this is the problem, man. So at some point, and I still hadn't heard about the players only meeting, Swade. Let's talk about that. When the team's stumbling and bumbling, aren't they supposed to be player only meetings? Have you heard about any?
I haven't heard about any of them. I don't even think they give a damn, to be honest.
Give me my damn money, huh?
Yeah, give me my money, man. This dude, they don't believe in this guy. They don't believe in him. Alvin Kamara had to root this team up for one game. Sean Payton had to come up and talk to the team for one game. Drew Brees had to come on the sideline for one game. You know why? Because they don't. Come on, man. It's obvious. It's obvious. Stevie Wonder called me. He saw that shit. Like, yo, they don't respect that dude.
No. Even Stephen Wonder seeing it. Ray Charles followed up suit.
Ray Charles popped up, man.
He popped up. He popped up behind him. Clarence Carter. He was right behind him. Man, it was all three of them, bro.
Man, they be joking.
Be choking. How the hell?
That's what he be doing. Choking. Oh, bro, that's a good one.
We be choking. That's what we be doing. I be choking. We be choking. Man. But I'm well aware. The family members say, yeah, it's setting up like they leaking it. Like, now we're gonna give them another year. Don't play with them on that, fam. It's not about what they say. It's about what you say. If you don't buy them, I promise you, they're not gonna stick with Dennis Allen if you ain't buying them tickets. They're gonna cut that off. They will cut him because they know they got the list. They got to keep their ear to the street. And if there's angst about this guy, the people are not going to buy no tickets because they don't have faith in the coach.
We got a Pelicans there, Van Gundy. Got that nigga out.
Right, got him out of here. And they be like, well, the Saints don't. Man, they got Van Gundy out of here. He was bad. You got Dennis Allen out of bad. Same thing that happened with several other teams. They fire coaches after 1 year. Let's not sit here and pretend like it's something that's not going to happen. If there is an outcry that's substantial, and they know they mean bit, we better not play with them on this, then they'll get that guy out of here. They're not going to lose money behind this guy if we on code with each other, if we are disciplined and we stay where we supposed to be and boycott these people. If they decide to keep that man, tell them buy their own shit. Don't buy none of their shit. Don't buy none of their shirts. Don't go to none of their stuff that they throw. Don't do buy your own shit. Buy your own tickets, buy your own merch, because we not going to do it. You're going to hear us on this. And if you think Dennis Allen worth losing money over, go ahead and play with us. You know you get your money from us, and it don't take everybody, but a substantial, man, if I can get 30 to 40% of the family base to simply stay away from, that's a significant reduction of money that them people not going to get because of that.
Let me ask you this, Q. Let me ask you this.
And I'm for that. I'm all about economic embargoes. Let me tell you something. That hurt more than the actual when they start firing rounds. Go ahead, Sway.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking, your your professional advice. Do you think is a good idea to blow this team up, trade off Kamara? You stuck with Michael Thomas. I'll get back to that in a minute, and just keep your young Olave, and a couple of maybe more players, your Penningtons and things like that, and then start from there.
I don't see it look bad because the guy at the top is bad. That's the problem.
So
the problem,
everything, and we do have a good team. There's a lot of stars and a lot of.
I'm saying, listen, if you look, I don't think trading Alvin Kamara is the answer. Alvin Kamara is still one of the top backs in the running in the NFL, in my opinion.
True.
We got Chris Olave. That was a good move. See, the moves that the Saints made during the offseason weren't necessarily bad moves. See, a lot of people, we're looking back with 2020 vision. We're saying that revisionist history. We're going back and look back at it and saying, oh, this is bad because Marcus Williams is doing good with Baltimore and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is doing good with Philadelphia. They screwed up. The Saints gave Marcus Williams an opportunity to step up. So I see why they made the move. The issue is not so much that, it's what they're doing on the field because of Dennis Allen. The reason everything looks so bad, we wouldn't be paying attention to Marcus Williams and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson if the Saints were 8-4. The Saints would be winning right there, be in top flight. They'd be running the NFC South right now. If they were 8-4, there'd be several games ahead of the rest of these teams in the AFC South. The Saints would be one, right? The Saints would be one of the top teams in the NFL right now at 8-4. We wouldn't be talking about these moves. But when you stink and you're garbage and you're losing these games, all of those moves, all that stuff that you didn't do gets brung up. Yeah, it all comes up. It all comes up. So I don't think we should blow up the team. I think we should just move him off the top of the team because he's a guy with no vision and nobody respects him, or very few people. Anyway, like some might respect him, but not the majority of the team respects him.
I think believe in his rhetoric.
Right, and that's because if the quarterback is the natural leader of the team, you alienated the $20+ million quarterback of the team, and people love that guy. So whether you like him or not, you alienated him and lied to him. Now the team knew that you lied, which showed micro fractures in the bottom of the ship. Then Jameis came out and told the media unprovoked that you lied, and then talked about his heart being and this, that, and the third, his heart, all this kind of stuff. And Jarvis Landry was a guy say, I came here for Jameis. So when you see that happening, he said that. So a lot of people, he came here when he first signed here. Jameis was one of the main inspirations for him coming to the New Orleans Saints. So I mean, who gonna come here for Andy Dalton? Ain't nobody coming here for Andy Dalton.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Andy Dalton would come here for Andy Dalton's way. So I mean, he alienates the quarterback, lies to him, and then look what the team is 4-8. We don't have time for no backstabbing little snaky dweeb like Dennis Allen. That's what he is. He's not. He's one of them dudes that talk shit behind your back, and when you confront him, hey, look, I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking about that guy behind you. I mean, and then the guy said, "What you said?" Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the guy. And that's that's what kind of dude this is. This is a dweeby little backstabbing little guy. He's a dweeb.
Look at that picture. Look at the picture. Look at him.
This dude is a dweeb.
Look like Screech off of Saved by the Bell. Look at him.
This is a dweeb here. All right, brother Prime says dumbass is a sub that everybody runs over. Yes, indeed, bro. And Brush Hour says DA got us from Saints to sinners, but we'll be Saints again. We will be. The answer, and Sway, like you said, you asked me, do we blow up the team? My answer is no. Do we trade Alvin Kamara? My answer is no. We get a reliable compliment for Alvin Kamara at the running back situation.
A talent like that is hard to find.
No, it's not, bro, because there
like
was
no, I'm saying like Alvin Kamara.
And I'm saying a compliment for Alvin Kamara.
Right,
like you talked about thunder and lightning. Damian Pierce, the running back for the Texans, was a guy I scouted. I talked about Damian Pierce. He was a running back out of Florida. He was a guy that went like 107th in the draft, and now he's one of the better young running backs in the NFL. And they spent what 107 to get him. But we knew all the time. It's like with Chris Olave. The Chris Olave move wasn't a bad move to get Chris Olave. Look what he turned into. But he was insurance for Mike, and Andy was insurance for Jameis. But you got to play the guys that are making the money. That's here, and I think that's a portion of why the Saints are losing these contests. If Jameis is good enough to play, and people might not like Jameis, but the hell with it. Jameis is the better quarterback than Andy Dalton. That's true. He's a guy. He is a gunslinger. He does have that gunslinger mentality. He played really well under Coach Payton. not so much under Dennis Allen. But the problem is Dennis Allen is showing his true colors. He really didn't want Jameis Winston, because if the first opportunity he could have had to play Jameis Winston in the game, he would have ran with him and set Dalton down when he was out there struggling. But he's not going to get rid of him. So I wouldn't blow up this team. This team is already a team that got older people. It's one of the older teams in the league, but we got older players. I said this on the previous stream, that older players on the freaking squad are productive older players. Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, these are older productive players. They're older productive players, and you have young players learning underneath them. They will improve, and then it kind of sets us at a level where we kind of cruise, incline gently up. But what's going on with this is it looks bad because you don't have any leadership. It's a leadership void at the top of the team. Right. You got to get him off the team to see real success. He don't know what he's doing. He don't have the recipe to win. He's not a head coach. And the fastest we understand that and get him off the team, the fastest we can correct it and get back to winning. It's not about firing Pete Carmichael, but it's about getting Dennis Allen off the team. The Saints are going to say we got to get Carmichael and fire him and all this kind of stuff. But we was just, but Sway, we was winning with Carmichael with Sean Payton at the helm for years. So all of a sudden, Dennis Allen, the coach, you can't move the offense, or it's an indictment of Pete Carmichael. No, it's not. It's Dennis Allen's lack of leadership. Perhaps he gives him an offensive assistant. Perhaps something else needs to be happening here. Perhaps you need to start sticking with some of these north-south running backs and call better plays. You need to start challenging them on some of this stuff. And I don't think Dennis Allen doing that. I don't think Dennis Allen challenging anybody. He's sitting up there letting people, right? He letting people false start in practice and not challenging them. Alvin Kamara said that. So, I mean, man, that guy is not, as fast as we recognize that this guy is not a good coach and get him off the top of the team, is the fastest we can get back to winning. Michael says, Gail Marie Lejeune Bird Benson, please fire this clown. Indeed. Thank you, Michael. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being up in here. But I'm saying, I'm keeping it real. Go ahead, Swade. You got it, bro.
I'm feeling like Kyrie right now. So I got an answer.
You feeling like who now?
Kyrie Irving. You say something and people like, hold on, I need an explanation. So a statement I made earlier about Fauci.
Hold on, Swade. Let me give you the full screen. Go ahead, bro. So you about to put your
statement I made earlier about Fauci. Demi, I saw your thing on the timeline. Demi said, Swade, what do you have against Fauci? Because when she went there in the 80s, it was a good school. Ma'am, okay, now, I was that elementary school right behind Fauci was Allen Elementary. That's where I went to in the 80s, right? And I didn't hear anything bad about Fauci during that time. And it's nothing that I have against Fauci, man. I love all my high schools in New Orleans. But in the 90s, like Fauci, because that's when I was in high school in the 90s. So Fauci, John Mack, and Rob, that was like all of the bad schools in quotation. And Fauci used to always mess with McMahon and this, that, and the third. So that's where I got that comment from, joking around. Nothing against the Harpoon. I don't want no smoke.
The Harpoons? I thought there was the Tarpons.
Them too. I don't want no smoke. I wear Nicorette.
Okay.
Love you, Demi.
Could you at least get aren't they the Tarpons?
The Tarpons. Tarpoon. You know what I'm talking about, the fish.
Tarpons?
All
right. Okay, so, there you go. All right.
Girl, Demi.
Okay, there you go. All right, so anyway, family, throw a few questions in the chat, fam, if y'all got any questions. Throw a few of them before we get up out of here. We've got about 5 minutes, so if you guys want to throw some questions in the chat, please feel free to do so as well before we dirk out. It's good to finally see Blaxuede back up in here, man. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen Suede. A while since we've seen him. A lot of people was asking. I know Idney Quavedas. But yeah, but it's good to see him back here. Brother Prom says, stop praying for Jimmy G. He isn't Jameis. All right, shout out. Yeah, I heard what Jimmy Garoppolo was saying about the Saints too. He was talking mad smack about the Saints hitting them and doing it, and he was spinning it like the Saints was targeting him and all this kind of stuff. And he was like,
the Saints did whip his ass. They were punishing that boy at one point. They was kicking his ass. They was like Brett Favre and Kurt Warner in that boy. Like we did them in the playoffs in 2009. They were kicking his ass, and they wasn't calling it. I ain't gonna even sit here in front. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, that was the article right there where they talked about Garoppolo. He was complaining
Yeah, he
that
ain't
that
lying.
the
He
Saints
right.
was
He
popping
right,
them up,
bro. He
was
right.
rocking them up.
They were killing it, and they wasn't calling it, bro. I ain't know what was going on with that, but hey, I loved it. I wasn't tripping. We deserved it. We deserved to get that. There's no calls. After all the
So
stuff we done been through. Go ahead, Q.
all right,
All them goddamn L's. Shit.
I know, bro. I got the schedule on there to show you how in
La,
a
la, la,
major
la,
way.
la, la,
Yeah.
la, la, la.
And just show and just to show it's just good for sight for people to see what the schedule looked like. They beat Atlanta, lost 3 in a row. Beat Seattle, lost 2 in a row. Beat Las Vegas, lost 2 in a row. Beat the Rams, lost. They're gonna lose 2 in a row, maybe 3 in a row. The only team I see him beating is probably the Panthers, and he gets 5
You
wins on
never
the
gonna beat
season.
Tampa Bay, dude.
You can't just in my mind, you can't. The only
In
way
my
Dennis,
mind,
right, Dennis Allen. The only way Dennis Allen can salvage him being coming back is at least get them closest to 500 as they can be. If this guy's sitting up here with double-digit losses, you can't justify bringing this clown ass dude back when the Saints were 9-7 last year. You can't justify that to the Who Dat Nation.
we are
Maybe
for
a few people are foolish enough to go for that, but we're not going for that. We're not gonna go for that on there. This guy's gonna be a double-digit loser, man.
No,
Kevin says, Big Q, can you pull up Mike Triplett's interview today? His interview. I'll take a look at it, my brother, and see what we can find. Rush Hour says, do you think the team is tired of
the team.
The team is tired of
Yes. Yes, I do. I think
Yeah.
they really don't believe in him. Like I said, they don't believe in his play caller. They don't believe in his ready. They don't believe in his scheme. They don't believe in him as a person or a man. And they just go out there like, fuck it, excuse my Spanish. And that's what they do. And that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
Brother Prime says, was Swade in witness protection?
Yes. I can't tell you what I saw.
Okay, there you go. All right, so okay, Jess Lowe says, my question, do you think Lattimore would be ready for Evans next game?
Yes, that's what he's waiting on.
That's the great question, bro. I sincerely hope so, bro.
Right.
I really do hope so. And that's something we'll actually remember when we had Bob Rose on the show. When was that last?
Shout out to Bob. Oh man, that was an awesome show. I like
it. Shout out to Bob, man. He was on here, I think it was last Friday. I want y'all correct me, man. I'll be doing so much, but he was on the show and he talked about Lattimore. He even said that he don't think Lattimore. I asked him how many of these guys that's on the probable list or whatever you want, questionable, will play this game, and he named several players, and Lattimore was one of the guys that Bob said that he think wasn't going to be available for the 49ers game, but possibly for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game for Monday night. So hopefully it all plays out that way. Shout out to you, Jeslo. All right, Uncle Paul says, hey, Q, do you think the Saints will try to bring Russell Wilson next season? He done in Denver. I don't know, bro. I don't know about the Russell Wilson thing because really with Dennis Allen as the coach, bro, I really don't. It's like if the Saints draft the quarterback with, let's say they get a first round draft pick, because they will for Sean Payton, like you, they don't have a first round draft pick. They'll get first round pick, second round pick, third round pick, possibly money, possible player for Sean Payton, because it's going to be a bidding frenzy for Sean Payton services. So the Saints are going to get a hefty package of first round picks, might be multiple first round picks and picks in the same year for Sean Payton. So you're going to get a lot of people picking up a lot of garbage time teams that want Payton as their coach, and you're going to get first round picks back. But with the picks, let's say the Saints get a quarterback. Do you think Dennis Allen's going to actually have that quarterback ready to play?
no.
Seriously? No. It's like it all, like regardless of who we bring on the team, because the team is not.
Dennis Edwards did a better job.
Bro, it's like
Oh,
what was the dude back in the day that was a talk show host, man? That used to have that was a comedian, but he always sounds smart. No, not Byron Allen. His name was Dennis. He was Dennis. He was
Dennis. He did
used to do late. No, right, and he did late night talk show. What's his name? Dennis. Whatever.
Come on.
The Who Dat Nation got him.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller was playing more better. Dennis Miller.
So the answer to it, is I don't think so, bro. And regardless of whoever you bring to the team, the Saints are not devoid of talent. The Saints have all kind of talent on this team. They're just not being coached correctly. That's what we're saying. We're saying the Saints have some of the best offensive assistants. I've said this in the NFL. That's why they sustain so much winning, because it starts from the head coach level and goes down. when the head coach is not exuberant or not showing or he's not exuberant or he's not showing leadership, that filters throughout the team. And then you need a strong leader over the team, somebody that you can go to for answers. This guy gets on the podium, he's not convincing anybody of anything. I'm sorry. He has to go. It all starts with the coach. So regardless, you can bring some of the better or best players on the team here, and if the coach is not right and they don't believe in his philosophy and what he's doing, that team will underperform. And that is exactly what's going on with the Saints. The Saints are underperforming because there's a void of leadership at the top, because Dennis Allen is not a leader. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't.
Right. So out of everything we have said today, the moral of the show is fire Dennis Allen.
Fire, get rid of him, bro. We got to get him out of here, man. He's a problem. You like Q. What about first round picks? You get your first round picks for Peyton. You take some top notch talent in the draft. You think Dennis Allen gets some on code?
Dude, Peyton coming back to the Saints, bro.
This dude with this. Gundam says, question, will Saints bring DA back? They're gonna try, bro. They're gonna try. That's the thinking is, but how could you justify? Because if you look at this freaking schedule here and see what they got left here. Look at this schedule. These are they have what? They got 5 games remaining.
And you got
5 games
right there.
You got which one of these games that what the Saints gonna do? There's 5 games remaining. You only have 4 wins. You think the Saints are gonna win any of these games? Maybe the Carolina game.
We're gonna win 5 out. We're gonna win we going perv. We about to rally. 5 wins, 3.
Absolutely not. There's no history of him even doing that. I mean, he won 2 in a row, in his first year, but he can't galvanize this team to win 5 in a row. He doesn't have that type of ability. Tampa Bay game, they're playing, even though Tampa Bay is up and down, they're just coming off a loss to the Browns. You think they're gonna lose to the Saints at home? He mad.
Will beat Tom Brady. I don't give a damn how mad Tom Brady is.
Okay, I'm betting against him on that one. I'm sorry. Tom Brady and them just came off a loss to the Browns, just right. And they mad. So yeah, and the Saints don't have no leadership. So yeah, that you heard me say it. That's how bad it is, Wade. Then the Saints, the only damn thing they're gonna win in this whole scheme of games that's left is week number 14. They can't screw that up. That's the bye week. They're gonna win that. Atlanta on the bye week. Atlanta, they're gonna get a win on the bye week. That's about it. Atlanta is still up in this thing. They fighting, and I think they probably gonna mollywop the Saints too, because they don't have no leadership. Cleveland got Deshaun.
Even if I would never say it.
Bro, I'm saying it, bro. I got to keep it $1.15, bro. The game before Christmas, it won't be a happy Christmas for the Who That Nation, because Deshaun Watson playing in that game. He coming back, matter of fact, this week, if I'm not mistaken, and he will be available for the Cleveland matchup.
Bust him up too.
You got Philadelphia, who's one of the top teams in the NFL right now. The Saints always they haven't beat Jalen Hurts since they drafted them here. They haven't beat him in that
problem with mobile quarterbacks, but we go bust.
Problem is Saints slow down their offense, but could the Saints offense score? That's the question of any of these games. And the only really game I see them winning is the Week 18 matchup against Carolina. How many wins you think that Dennis Allen's gonna get? Y'all put it in the goddamn chat. Tell me, y'all confident in Dennis Allen to win some of these games? Let me know what it is. I give him 1 game out of these last 4. Remember, as a head coach, Sway, they only win 4 games as a head coach in any team. Remember, 4 is his major number. He gonna break that record this year. He'll get 5, but I don't see nothing else.
I feel you keeping it $1.50 and looking at the Saints, how their actions speak louder than words. I got you, bro. I understand where you at. But me, I'm from the era of the Bless You Boys. I'm from the era I believe. And I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off. And even when they do, I'm gonna pull that bitch around across the finish line. We going 5 straight, and we don't deserve to go to playoffs, but we about to get in the playoff, and we gonna lose the first round. But we get in the playoff.
You hold on, say that again. No, ain't no Say what you said again.
We about to go 5 wins straight. We gonna pull an upset on the Eagles. We about to bust up Tampa. We gonna hurt Tom. Matter of fact, Tom Brady might be done for the year after we finish with that boy. Cleveland, we about to upset them boys. We definitely gonna upset Philadelphia because they gonna take us lightly, and then we gonna bust Carolina. So we gonna have to get them. We gonna have to get those 3 division wins, which is Carolina, and was gonna probably put us tied for first place. Carolina, Atlanta, and Tampa. And then we get the Cleveland and Philly. Man, we in that thing, man. Come on, bro. What you playing with? Now, I ain't saying Dennis Allen go do it. The team just go say, man, fuck what he talking about. Let's play. And then they just made their own play, but we about to roll this shit. Bless you, boys. You heard me?
Yeah, you're gonna need a tissue after that. Because yeah, tell him, Laura. It's like, are you kidding me? Yeah, he trolling you right now.
Just stop it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? Where y'all who that's at, bro? Come on. I know we look bad. We done been here before. You know what I'm saying? But we done got so spoiled and winning. Y'all, we gotta keep
the bro. Faith. Don't come up here calling nobody spoiled, talking about people spoiled for winning.
We all spoiled.
Let me ask you this, Sway. Hold on, Sway. Let me ask you this, bro, because I don't buy into that spoiled for winning crap. I never heard you say we spoiled for losing. Why don't people say we spoiled for winning, but quick to say we
spoiled for losing? We was spoiled.
You never said that though. Why is it?
It's many years where you're
no,
people would bet against the Saints to win money.
Bro,
that's how spoiled we was in losing.
No, but you never said that. You
I
never said
it.
Oh yes, you do. So why you got to feel like you got to say people spoiled?
It's understood.
No, it's not understood. Now it's like you spoiled for winning. So you spoiled for being successful? That's how it goes?
Yes, we are spoiled for being successful. We are successful organization.
No. I don't see it as spoiled for being successful. No. You're not spoiled or spurled. What I'm saying is that if you had a floor, that level was raised. Your expectations and your level has been risen.
Correct.
All right, correct. Now this was the floor back in the day. This is the floor today. So if you got expectations, you have to hold where you are. That's the new level you are. You're not spoiled for saying, hey, our expectations is to be up here, not down there. So explain yourself.
That's the same thing as being spoiled. Hey,
no, it's not.
Mama, you gave me Kool-Aid every goddamn day. I expect you to give me Kool-Aid every goddamn day. That's spoiled.
What are you?
No, nigga, I'm gonna give you water. I don't want no water.
No, bro. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible example.
Saying, hey, bro, we are spoiled. There's nothing wrong with being spoiled because it's our expectations and we're spoiled. And I'm the same way. And that's why I was stuck on Peyton. That's why I was stuck on Drew. Like, yo, these dudes brought us to that level. And I have never, in the Saints history, I've never seen a coach do that with us. So that's why I was stuck there. Now, like you said, it's true that a young, it's not over for the Saints because a young coach can come in and bring us even higher. I agree. But we are a spoiled organization. There's nothing wrong with that, though. But we're not going to take this losing, like you said. We're not going to take this. I'm spoiled. I want this. I want Louis V and Gucci. How dare you try to give me this TJ Maxx bag right here? I don't want that. You understand? Does it make sense here? Dennis Allen is the TJ Maxx bag. He's
he worse than TJ Maxx, bro.
Huh?
He worse than TJ Maxx.
That boy
Goodwill.
That
boy Marshalls. That boy Marshall's bag.
He's the shoes with 4 stripes in the little bend in the middle of the stove, with tied up with a stringy thing. Yeah, that's him. So I mean, yo, bro, we're not gonna take this, man. And like Q said, we got to get in there and let these people know what we want to see. We don't want to see Dennis Allen, but they're gonna try to force feed him, and I'm not taking it. But I do feel we about to run this shit. We about to great value. That boy is straight Sam's choice. Dollar Tree. Say, bro. We're not having it. Shout out to the Pelicans.
All right, there we go. So anyway, we're going to get ready to bounce on that. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all chiming in on this episode of the Coma, man.
Look at Sean Payton. Look at Sean Payton in the doggone tweet. You see him? Talk that real talk, Sway. I was true when I coached the Saints. That boy the truth. That's my dog. Look, that's my dog right there. What's up, Coach? He spelled it with an X, by the way.
Shiki. Well, it looked like a mattress cover to me.
But I mean,
buck shaker.
But I mean, all I can say, bro, is that listen, man, we're gonna be all right, man. We're gonna be all right once Dennis Allen gone. I'll just put it to you like that.
True fact.
We're gonna keep on moving along, man. So it's gonna be all right, man. Yeah, TJ and Y, man. Damn, man, they bringing it back, Sway. That boy TJ and Y, boy.
TJ and Y, baby, Lord. Remember, Gaylords, pause. Zayers. Who else they had? Man, bro, come on, man. Don't go back with the New Orleans stores, bro. You know that's my specialty.
Eckerts, yeah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I had on one of my posts, bro? And not to change the subject, I had one of my posts because, you know, the Green Wave doing real good, man. I said
they are.
One time, bro, I wanted the Green Wave score to be 18-25 Tulane. One time.
That won't happen, bro. That won't happen. That would be fire, though. That would be fire.
18-25 Tulane.
Yeah, the Tulane Green Wave wins 25-18, bro. That's
18-25.
No, it's how they gonna win? That's you lost if it's 18-25.
18-20, and they gotta be 18-25 Tulane. I don't know.
It's not gonna be 25-18.
They ain't the same.
So they're gonna lose 18-25.
No, it's just 18. The lesser number comes first, the bigger number comes second, and then who won comes after that. So it'd be like, 0-13 49ers.
Okay, I got you.
So 18-25 Tulane.
There you go. That would be.
Love y'all, who that family.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna get on here. Listen, man. Feel free, family, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to join the stream and send it on to your social media, man. Facebook, Instagram. We up in this thing. Make sure you share it on your social media feed. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button to all the family members as we are getting nice and close to that 10,000 sub mark, man. We're really proud of that on the Sports Coma. Also, family, feel free to go and check out the Pro Shop links in the description. That is no.
They probably got bowl, huh? Okay.
He got bowl, huh?
He done got bowl. Come on.
So feel free to check out the Pro Shop link in the description section below and get your Fire DA shirt for the men, women, and the ladies. Man, they come in black, they come in white, and I think gray. So I mean, in all colors. I think it goes up to 5X for our family out there that like them. I like the shirts big, and then size for everybody. Right now, you can get 20 to 60% off. Right now, Cyber Money going on, and get you a sale on. You can buy it for the ladies buy it for the fellas or the churn. We got it all going down on the Pro Shop, and there's several other merch collections available, like the Pelican stuff. We got the Grand Theft Eldorado shirt and gear that's available, and several other shirts that's in collections that are available. Thousands of merch products on the Pro Shots. Y'all can feel free to check it out, and it helps out the platform. So with that being said, once again, appreciate Swade for stopping by on the Coma and spreading a little laughter on the Sports Coma. And yes, indeed, he be trolling some of the fans.
I love y'all, though. I love y'all. It's all love at the end of the day.
That's right. So with that being said, we're going to get on that. I appreciate y'all, and we're going to holler at y'all on the next one. I'll see y'all on TSC Q&A Live on our Tuesday stream to our family members. Who that? And we out. Peace.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Fucking like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. You're
listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Pro Shop, that's right, the Pro Shop, is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That.